Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Operation Amazonian Rage, a match between the 7th Cav and HLL Tango. I'm Specialist Sparrow, here with 2nd Lieutenant Rob.
Hey, everybody.
Alright, so what do we got in store, Rob?
Alright, so we have HLL Tango coming off a pretty dominating victory last week, or 2 weeks ago against us on Utah Beach. So the 7th Cav is looking to react to a good little fiasco fight here in the Hurtgen Forest. So I'll be recording the HLL Tango side.
And I'm recording the 7th Cav side.
And it looks like we're fighting over the Scar.
Honestly, the most classic point on this map.
Yep, so both teams have agreed to a little 5-minute deployment time. We're hoping update 9 will be back in action.
Yeah.
For the
Well, they're introducing that 2-minute pre-game like setup period in the matches, or at least that's what they said they were gonna do. We'll see what actually happens. And it looks like the 7th Cav is actually marking where they plan on putting their garrisons around Wewich back Overlook. So
Yep, sounds good. It looks like HLL Tango is pretty much getting all their forces in position. They got their supply truck and tank on the lines, and they're getting ready to go. So we're really looking forward to this 5-minute timer or even 2-minute timer being placed into the game, because it definitely helps, especially we're playing HLL Tango. A lot of those guys have some issues with the latency, so it takes a little longer for them to load in, and we have the same problem even in the 7th Cav. So it's always nice when we can have that little bit of extra time, just get loaded in, get in our vehicles, and everyone feels good about starting out and fighting.
yeah, it looks like the 7th Cav is actually going to set up a garrison since it is within the US lines. They're just going to set up that initial garrison probably during the setup period. I don't know if that's the intention or not.
Yeah, and really all it is just, everyone's going to try to stay behind that either US or German lines. And again, we really love playing with HLL Tango. They're great dudes. They're very disciplined. You can see all of them are actually lined up on that line ready to go. And it's a nice little mutual rule that really enhances the gameplay.
Yeah, we got Mix driving a truck right up to the line right now.
Yep, and HLL Tangos. So what do you got for tanks? So we have a recon vehicle, a heavy, and a medium on HLL Tango side.
We've got... Go ahead.
I was going to say, interesting, HLL Tango has actually a transport vehicle up on the far north. I think they might be trying to do like a quick cap scar and immediately put pressure on Overlook. Kind of like what we talked about last time, Sparrow. So I'm actually excited to see what they do.
Yeah. If I was the 7th Cav, I would send somebody up on that far flank because there's only one crossing point for that truck to actually go through. And because the forest is so dense and the terrain's so hilly, it's hard for the truck to really go off-road. So you just place a few mines on the roads heading to the point at key intersections like the one in E3, keypad 2 or 5. There's a crossroads there. You place a mine there and you could shut down that path.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting too. So one thing we can speak to is having had the ability to sit in a little bit on what the 7 Cav guys are going to do is given HLL Tango's dominance the last round, the 7 Cav is adjusting to play a little more defensive match. So it's going to be interesting to see how that strategy holds up. Since HLL Tango has been really getting after it, and they're a super competitive team to play against, so it's going to be fun to see how we can adjust.
I will say this, there is so much on the 7th Cav map right now compared to the previous matches. It's actually very welcoming to see. I see move markers, I see attack, and defend it all over the place. I see the recon's actually setting up on the very south edge of the map right now, and there is a transport truck, and I think they're looking to just drive through on the south side, and we're actually off right now. So
I have a quick question. Based on the markings that we're getting from HL Tango, D4, those pink road networks, they're actually going to artillery those marks. Is 7 Cav going to be using those roads, do you think?
I think so. There is a Delta has a move marker on those roads in that D4. So we'll have to see what ends up happening here. Now, it looks like, all right, so 7th Cav actually has their first garrison down in the B line, and I think they're looking to set up a second garrison just behind the point in Weeback Overlook, but it might be too close to that previous garrison. I can't tell.
So this is interesting too. So it's actually a lot of the guys on Tango, they already threw up all their nodes. So they got their nodes on Jacob Horn right off the bat. Kudos to them. They're getting the garrison down in Jacobs, and it seems like they're just now starting to enter the Scar with their vehicle.
All right, so there was a recon plane called in by the 7th Cav, and it's lit up all their vehicles. So they actually, I'm hoping the 7th Cav has spotted that vehicle that they intended to push up in the north with, and it's been marked by Bud, and Gulf is looking to respond.
Yeah, so it looks like, I really like what HL Tango did. So what they actually did here is they threw that vehicle as fast as possible across that bridge that you were talking about. So now they actually have Love Squad and HL Tango. I bet they're looking to drop an outpost. So I'm guaranteeing you, yep, there's his outpost right in that EF3 line. So that's a big move. So I think we're gonna see a really quick attack once they capture the Scar onto Weibach.
Yeah, Gulf's already responding to Love and has their outpost put down. So whoever wins that northern flank may determine this match a bit. That's with Mix leading.
Yeah, HL Tango's gonna have a tough time. They have an entire, it's just a one recon squad against the entirety of that Mix's squad, so it'll be interesting. But right now, HL Tango has a dominating presence on the Scar. They have an entire section on the Scar itself. They also have 3 sections pushing the north, middle, and south of Scar. So it seems like that opening move is definitely going in the HL Tango's favor. Yeah,
so there are 3 sections attacking the Scar right now for the 7th Cav. One of the squad leads just went down. I think it was Charlie. Bravo, I want to say Kilo, but I don't know if that's the phonetic term for the time period. Whatever.
King.
It's King. Yeah, King section's going north of the Scar. Bravo's pushing directly onto the Scar itself. They're not going to get the cap, but they are set up in such a way that they should be able to defend. You asked earlier what tanks 7th Cav was running. It looks like they're running a light tank and a medium, or a heavy tank, sorry.
Yeah, pretty much same story right now. So HL Tango's got a heavy right behind the Scar. They got a medium down to the south, and they have their recon vehicle up north.
Yeah, so what's the situation with the Love Squad up north? Because Gulf's up there near where they had marked where that vehicle is. I don't know if they got pushed.
Yeah, so Love Squad's outpost is just a recon, and it's literally at the intersection of EF3. And what they have that's really interesting is they have a one crewed recon vehicle that's overlooking Love's position, probably giving Love intel and helping them to push that north flank. So that's a really interesting move.
Yeah. 7th Cav currently only has about 3... Oh no, they have 4 garrisons down right now, which is essentially what their game plan is, along with a bunch of resource nodes. Or got manpower, 2 manpower and two munition nodes. And they just placed down fuel nodes, so they're gearing up for the long haul here.
Yep, HL Tango's starting to move up their nodes, and it looks like the southernmost of the map, Recon Squad, has been spotted. Whoever's, what's that, Profanon crew, probably working that southern side.
Let's see. There's Torsodo. Profano is like deep in there. He's almost at he's just south of Jacob's Barn in like G8, keypad 5. So Profano's way back there at this point. We also have Gibbs' squad, who's pushed up on that southern flank, and the garrison in the south is actually lit up hot. So somebody has gotten past them and maybe looking to sweep in.
Yeah, HLL Tango is actually pretty spread out. They've committed a whole squad. They're one recon and one full squad element to that southern EF-78 zone. Meanwhile, they have about 3 sections on the point. But yeah, HLL Tango has a pretty solid commanding front. They have 5 garrisons across the entirety of their front, and along with a lot of outposts. But they've yet to make any kind of strong attack on Weibach.
And here we go.
Spare, real quick, can you start a timer? So we'll be done at 40 minutes game time.
Roger that. Open up my phone now. How much time is left? 40 minutes game time.
So it should be 38 minutes and 40 seconds or so.
I'll start it when the minute ends.
Perfect.
So it'll be 37 seconds left. There's actually a before that slight interruption. So it looks like Bud has called in a recon plane over the point, and it's lit up a bunch of the HLL Tango positions. He's also placed way in the back line in G5. Yeah, G5 a airhead.
So that airhead's gonna go completely unnoticed. I believe HLL Tango is no one over there. There's 2 garrisons flanking where that airhead's going down, and 7 Cav, it's gonna be interesting. They're gonna have to fight through a heavy armor, so that's gonna be a Tiger that's gonna be impeding their path from G5 into the Scar. Yeah,
that airhead has successfully gone down. Question is, how many people are actually going to deploy on said airhead? Gulf's OP is lighting a pot, and so is Bravo's. Fox is spawned on the airhead, so
and that airhead actually just lit up one of Tango's garrisons on the northwest side of G5. So they're probably the commander's already marking it.
Fox has marked it.
Overrun.
Yeah, Fox has marked that garrison. They're moving to take it out right now.
Yep, and it looks like in the south, another garrison has just gone down for the HLL Tango.
That'd be Profano's work. But
now we're seeing Dog Squad from HLL Tango reacting to that rear airhead. So it's going to be interesting to see if the 7 Cav are going to be able to get their OPs up.
Yeah,
as Dog Squad closes in on that position.
Yeah, Fox has their OP up. No, I can't tell. Go ahead.
Yeah, so right now the only one on Weibach is the Love Recon Squad has actually managed to get through onto Weibach on the northern border of the map. So he's probably going to be updating his OP.
Oh yeah, and they have actually taken out that northern garrison that they had up there. So they're aware that they're there. Alpha is looking to kind of counter them.
Yep.
Or able.
Yeah, now it looks like Charlie for HL Tango is starting to reinforce Love's northern position. So HL Tango's pretty much got a recon and a squad on the north 4 sectors, and the same for the south 4 sectors. And then the bulk of their forces are still remained solidified on the Scar itself. I'm guessing that there wasn't much success from that airhead. It looks like Dog and
Fox has been wiped out. Their OP's gone. It only has 2 squad members left, Specialist Barry and Hamilton.
Yeah, so that was a great reaction from HL Tango. So they were able to identify that and wipe out that attack before it could materialize. So well played. And that just shows the importance of garrisons, right? If they don't have that garrison set up there, they never see it.
Yeah. The garrison for 7th Cav in the south has just gone hot. The only squad nearby is, what's J? I want to say Jacobs, but I don't think that's it. Jig. Yeah, Jig is actually moving to react to that.
So, interesting development here from HLL Tango. So, Love Squad, their recon element, got in behind and placed their OP, and now they're dropping Airhead in B3.
B3. That's interesting because there's actually a recruit going back and forth with a truck through B3, recruit Mac. So we'll see if he spots that Airhead as he goes through. Let's see. We got Private Blade on artillery. Savage's Bravo Squad, along with Fox, who is not Henson, Gibbs. Gibbs Squad is looking to push back onto the point, but they're just having a rough time, it seems like. And it seems like the center has kind of bulged out back towards Hebok Outlook for the 7th Cav. Did HL Tango have a garrison all the way in the south?
They did, and it was wiped. So HL Tango did throw Airhead in the B3 line, so I just advised them to please only allow recon there, or if they are going to spawn other people, just get them in bounds immediately. That is a tricky point, is like, how do you get that recon, or that Airhead, especially when it's towing the line. So they did spawn a squad, they immediately pushed into bounds, so I'm going to let it go. I think that's okay. But that will be a point of emphasis moving forward, just to make sure, if you want to drop that Airhead, that's fine. If you just want recon there, but if it's going to be infantry, let's try to keep that inbounds.
Yeah, I wonder if Recruit Mac has reported that at all, that he saw that Airhead or not.
Yep, so now Hotel's been able to establish on Waybach.
Yeah, it looks like...
So...
There's a garrison lighting up near just south of Waybach with a bunch of nodes around it, so I question if the 7th Cav either are aware of it or have taken out that threat.
Yeah, so it's just a lone... It's like it's a lone member of Hotel Squad is Price threatening that garrison. So the entirety of Hotel Squad is actually starting to push into Waybach from the northwest, so C3 keep out 2-3. So it's going to be interesting to see how that defensive reaction is.
Yeah, it looks like Gulf has kind of pushed the north side a little bit, and they're pushing along that 3-row into G right now.
I see. Yeah, it seems like the south of the map, there's still a garrison for Tango, but maybe some caps starting to get ground. Also, in the north side, HL Tango's lost all its garrisons and outposts in the north, so HL Tango's starting to get squeezed a little bit onto the Scar. And also, Hotel and Love are still making their moves to Waybach. However, it looks like the defense is holding out fairly successfully, but HL Tango does have 2 garrison marks for her.
Who's in that B6 line? That recon? Because somebody's taking out garrison there.
Yep, that is recon, so that's kosher.
Ah.
If you can even type in text and just say recon elements are behind the line, and that's fine. So if, for instance, if reserve station starts to get capped, you can even just put a little announcement and just say recon is capping. That is fair play. I think that's totally acceptable.
I'll do it if somebody asks.
Yeah.
No reason to alert everybody who's not paying attention to their map.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it looks like 7th Cav actually has some people on the Scar itself. Heberling is there, along with D'Amico.
Yep, and it looks like the southern part of the Scar, the HL Tango did just lose their garrison, and they have an outpost that's also lit up, but they still have 3 squads that are just like right on the point.
Yeah, I mean, they're just getting more and more squeezed, and I think this is a part of Bud's strategy. That being said, garrison at D3, keep at 7 is getting lit up right now.
Yep, literally just drop their OP up there. So, but the thing that's working in the 7 cap favor, since they're controlling that northern point, only hotel squad's been able to be established in the north with 1 OP. So it is a little trickier, and I think the Cavs doing a better job this round playing that aggressive defense, because by keeping them out of that EF 3-4 zone, it's making it really difficult for HL Tango to get any consistent pressure with their garrisons. And you can see now Charlie and some of the folks on HL Tango trying to move into that northern sector and across the river to secure that point, but it seems like it's giving them a hard time.
Yeah, every time they push and try and take out that garrison, they just keep wiping out people nearby. Taking a look to see what happens here. It seems like Gulf's going to respond to that garrison lighting up, and more squads are pushing into the point. Profano's all the way at Jacob's Barn. I don't know if he's just marking positions or taking out nodes there.
So I think one interesting development, the 7 cap defense was able to take out Hotel's outpost. So now it's only recon pressure really on Waybox. So the defensive strategy that we're seeing from the 7 cap this round has been already far more successful. They've been able to identify their defensive weak points and react. However, I will say,
you could
Tango is still going very strong on the score.
You could say it's 5 times more effective because they have 5 garrisons around the point. And they're about to get a 6-1 now.
And, in this game, you almost can never have too many garrisons. That's pretty much what it boils down. You can see HL Tango is still maintaining 5 garrisons in like a zigzag pattern. So they have garrisons in the north and south. They've given up map control in the south in lieu of more map control in the north. I think HL Tango is now starting to identify the need to control that northern river crossing if they're going to have an ability, if they're going to be able to put substantial pressure on Waybach.
It's very interesting. 7 cap seems like they're trying to collapse onto the Scar and try and take it now. It just occurred to me I never started my timer.
All good. So we have 27 minutes and 25 seconds.
All right, there we go. I'm not leaving that up to chance again. Sorry about that.
All good.
Yeah, they can see that there's a lot of people on the point itself. They're just having a hard time pushing onto it. There's been a recon plane that went over diagonally, which is a little odd. Maybe it's just me, but whenever I've played Commander, I've never found a good use for the diagonal go lines. And alright, along with bombing the point, there's now an airhead going down in F6 keypad 1 or 4.
So that should be successful. It's going to be right in front of the Tiger.
Yeah.
Let's see what that...
Fox is there right now, so they'll be defending that airhead, and they may just be the spawn point to assault the Scar from.
Yeah, so HL Tango actually has 2 Tigers in position on either side of that airhead, so that's going to be an interesting move. So HL Tango also just placed their bombing around on Waybach, and they actually have both Charlie and Hotel actually across the riverway in the north, starting to make their maneuvers onto Waybach.
So Gulf is set up on the hill, looking over the crossing, or the main bridge crossing, at that point.
Yep, and it looks like it's been identified. I'm assuming they're on E3 keypad 7-8.
Yeah, or 8-9.
Yep,
close enough.
It looks like Charlie and Hotel have it marked, and they're actually starting to try to assault that position. So it looks like the 7 Cavs have been able to establish themselves in the south to some extent.
Yeah.
HL Tango doesn't have much in the way of spawns there, but they might Cav might be losing their garrison in D6. It looks like.
Yeah, they just lost the garrison in D6. They're losing the garrison in B4. There's a tank that's responding to it. and so is Alpha Squad Lead Michelson. So we'll see what happens here. And a whole bunch of people have spawned now at that airhead. I see Love Squad, I see Fox Squad, I see Bravo Squad there. Jig and... yeah, Jig and whatever it's Item are way back in the back lines. I guess clarification on rules. It's only the middle garrison that can be, or the middle HQ that can be blocked, correct?
Correct.
Alright.
But none of the
Windeck is just in I-7 right now, keypad 5. And
it's fine as long as the rule with the spawn camping is the middle garrison is not spawn protected because the artillery is just right there. So if Windeck's going to take out that artillery and that artillery crewman is trying to spawn back at that HQ and it gets hit, that's not protected. However, if Windeck was then at like right now I'm sitting at J3, so if I got killed where I am right now, that would be an issue because there's no reason for recon to be attacking the north or south HQ, and those are protected.
Yeah. So Windeck is looking like he's getting a position onto those artillery guns for the Germans.
And Germans do currently have at least one active gun. And they've been keeping their marks pretty active as well for where they want the artillery coming in. It looks like I'm not sure, how's that southern attack going? Because it looks like HL Tango has it pretty well consumed where that airhead dropped.
Yeah.
They have marks all over it as enemy infantry.
Yeah, there's still a good number of people there, but they're very much bunched up and not making a whole lot of progress out. The airhead's gone and only Fox's OPs remain.
Yeah, I think HL Tango has a really firm strategy on their defense. You know, those two Tigers, you know, definitely some Cavs able to be picking and choosing away some of their garrisons, but they've been pretty on top of rebuilding them. I will say it looks like Charlie and Hotel are still trying to displace George Squad in the northern E3.
Yeah, George's OP is pinging hot, but they are holding. Yeah, it looks like the Cav at any given point has always had 5 garrisons up, which has been a lot better than previous matches.
Yeah, pretty big. Another pretty big development is it looks like the Cav has been able to eliminate Love Recon Squad from the back of Weibach, and it looks like their outpost is down as well as squad leader. So they've been able to fish out that very pesky recon that I'm sure has been giving them a lot of headaches.
Yeah. Bud just sent over a message saying that he needs more nodes. Looking at the amounts here, munitions are down to 15, manpower down to 3, and fuel's at 345.
That's one thing HL Tango's doing really well. They've pretty much had nodes the entire game. They have some backup nodes on Jacob Barn, as well as most of their nodes now moved up to the Scar. And they're sitting at about 330-ish for every one of their resources, even with artillery. So it looks like Summer 7 Cav has managed to break into the Scar. The garrison and outpost right on top of the Scar for HL Tango is now starting to ping hot.
Yeah, Item Squad's in there, and then there is a member of Love Squad all the way in the south still alive. Fox is still there, but their OP's pinging hot, and it just got cleared, so we'll see if they stay alive here long enough to replace that OP.
Yeah, so kudos to 7 Cav for making a bubble into the defenses of HL Tango, but man, HL Tango is clamping down quite ferociously. Now the squad leader for Hotel has once again been able to make his way into Weibach. So it looks like he might get a garrison set up on the CD 3-ish, maybe 3-ish zone, that northern border. So George Squad in the north is probably going to get pincered here pretty shortly. But that, I think when reviewing the footage, both teams are going to look at that and be like, that one squad holding the hill really stumbled the advance.
Yeah.
So Tango's probably going to be thinking about how they can displace that section in that defensive position, and the 7 Cavs probably going to look at that and be like, okay, we got to do that more. That really was successful. I think Hotel is probably going to hit it from the west now and be able to drive them out.
Yeah, the garrison at D3 keypad 7 is now lighting up hot for the 7th Cav, and George's squad is not too heavily concerned about it seems like.
Yeah,
mainly
that's
because
pretty
they're
much right where Hotel's outpost is, and they're actually calling in artillery on George's squad's position now, which should be interesting.
Well, I question if that artillery is going to come. You got Captain Windeck all the way in the back there, who's, I don't know how well he's been able to silence those guns, but he's moving off of it now.
It looks like the guns are currently not occupied, so perhaps he had some success. It's just brutal. So now, as far as map control, HLL Tango's successfully held their southern flank. And they're starting to get positioning north as well. They just can't seem to displace that northern squad. However, HLL Tango's throwing an airhead down on the C3 keypad 5 area. So we might see, with Hotel pushing in, this is going to be a massive assault. I think we're about to see from HLL Tango onto the Waybach overlook. So
I wonder how successful that's going to be depending on who redeploys there, because King, Charlie, and Bravo are all pushing onto the Scar right now. Bravo is actually getting onto the point, so...
And we're seeing some cap progress, too.
Yeah, if we see this become a cap race and a bunch of them just pull out, it's not going to turn out well for them.
Yeah, as Waybach is a super cap versus the Scar, too, so that's going to be interesting. I will say, Hotel has pretty much seemed to got their whole squad uncontested pretty close to Waybach. And that airhead's about to finish. So even though there's cap progress going down, oh man, HLL Tango's gonna. This is a tough call. Do you use that airhead and commit to your defense? Ooh, I don't know. This is gonna be really interesting to see what HLL Tango does.
They know that the garrison near Waybach Outlook is pinging hot, and Love Squad is looking to react to that.
Yeah, and that airhead is live, but Hotel Squad pretty much has it defended. It looks like. So the reinforce has been placed on the Scar.
Yeah, they've just lost all their cap progress as a result.
But they did lock out the garrison on the Scar. It just went down for HLL Tango. So HLL Tango's down to one outpost directly on the Scar's position. And that just went down. So HLL Tango has lost all their spawns within the Scar zone. But they're starting to make cap progress on Waybach as Hotel has entered into the cap zone. And their airhead is still available. However, it doesn't seem like they've been able to get anyone spawned on it.
Yeah, it looks like Abel's now pulling back. They might call back George, but because King's actually kind of pushing onto that flank on the other side of the river. Now, this may turn into a little bit of a cap race here.
Yeah.
7th Cap doesn't actually have enough to do a reinforce, so
yeah,
we'll see what happens.
So we just got bombing run called on Waybach from HLL Tango. Hotel's outpost in the north is hot, and with their airhead, they were able to get reinforcements from Item Squad. So now they have 2 squads. Oh, Mike just popped in the last second. So 3 squads, one of which is Recon, is now on Waybach. But Item was just dropped before it was able to get his outpost down. Wow, that's what a play. HLL Tango tighten up their defense, keeping them off the Scar, while 7 Cap does the same on Waybach.
Yeah,
that's pretty impressive.
Charlie, George, and King have established outposts in the 2x2 cap circle of the Scar, with Charlie and George actually being within the Scar itself. Bravo's now pushing in.
That reinforce is almost done. It looks like a massive force of HLL Tango is just spawned in on Garrison just south on E7. Oh, and one of their Tigers just went down. So there's some... Wow, this is a bloodbath right now between the 7th Cav and the HLL Tango on the Scar.
Yeah, Love Squad's now kind of like, it is still around Waybach Outlook or Overlook, just watching out for that northern squad. And you've got First Lieutenant Collins and Private First Class Smith kind of just keeping an eye out on that northern sector. That being said, the garrison D3 keypad 7 is now going hot and looks like it's about to be taken down. And it's down. So
yep. So Hotel and Mike, so
we got Bravo, Charlie, and George squads are all in the cap circle right now.
On the Scar?
Yes. Okay, one of them just went down. I see Bravo and Charlie now.
Yeah, pretty much HL Tango's got 4 squads responding to just the Scar.
And there's a bombing run getting called in on the Scar, maybe along the EF line.
Yeah, that might be able to hit the garrison that they currently have established on the Scar. Hotel, though, on HL Tango has been able to consistently make their way into Waybach Overlook's strong point, but it doesn't seem like they can get much of a foothold.
Yeah. It looks like Captain Windex moving in to take out those guns again for the artillery.
And they are currently occupied. Oh, it looks like that bombing run did successfully drop the garrison on the Scar. But HL Tango has 2 nicely positioned garrisons just south of the Scar in the EF zones.
Yeah, but here's the thing. I've got Fox moving in. They have an attack marker on E7 keypad 8 or 9. I don't know if
that's their garrison.
Yeah, so they're well aware of that garrison. And then there's a garrison or an outpost marked in F7 keypad 9.
That's also a garrison. So those garrisons are known. And it seems like, actually, I don't know what 7th Cav squads work in the north, but they've been able to push back that northern attack a little bit. And here comes more Cav progress.
Yeah, this
might goes the garrison on the south.
Yeah, this might actually stick. Artillery's being called on that garrison at F7 keypad 9, and there's another garrison marked in G6 keypad 7. Wow.
Yep, and it looks like even though Mike is able to get his recon squad directly on Waybach, the Hotel and Charlie are starting to push north, but the Hotel had gotten a slight reset. So there's not much in the way of direct pressure that Tango can place on Waybach other than from recon. However, they did just secure a garrison on the Scar. So but there goes. So both Tigers are now down on the Scar. So HL Tango has lost their armor support, but they're still holding very firm. Recon plane just went up. They see where the Allied advance is coming from. It looks like It looks like the 7 Cav has been established. F7 keypad 9 garrison's going to be dropped. But man, Tango is just responding with garrison after garrison. Really great defensive maneuvers. Just not letting the Cav get any kind of room. The second things go down, they're right back up again.
The same can be said for the 7th Cav, and they've been playing a really good game. Right now, the 7th Cav has 6 garrisons down. They've given up control of that northern point, and now that garrison in D4 keypad 9 is lighting up hot, along with the garrison in D6 keypad 7.
Yep, so that northern point, Charlie and Hotel for HL Tango starting flooding into Waybach from that position. And they also have friendly armor support moving into the north as well. So Hotel and Charlie likely, we're suspecting them to see a pretty egregious advance onto Waybach.
Be very interesting to see what happens here. It's like the garrison north's about to go down as well, and the garrison that they have right near Waybach Overlook. So garrison after garrison getting taken down. They might get put down to 3 garrisons here.
Yep, and the Hotel's managed to establish an outpost more or less directly on Waybach.
And there's cap progress being happened on the Scar.
Man, if I'm HL Tango, I'm just so frustrated. They're making so many great maneuvers onto Waybach, but the 7 Cav offense is just giving them a run for their money. Pretty much all their spawns on the Scar are currently experiencing warnings.
Yeah. Only King and Bravo squad right now are being lit up. I guess the question now becomes is like who's gonna win this cap race? Well, it's not even a cap race at this point. It's just 7 cap is capping the Scar. It looks like they're a little over a third of the way done.
So if you want to type in chat 10-minute warning, just give everyone a heads up. I mean, Charlie and Hotel are in position on Waybach along with Mike's Recon and Love from the South. So Waybach's starting to get significant pressure by HL Tango.
Yeah.
HL Tango still has 2 outposts within reach of the Scar and their garrisons to the south, but man, that armor support going down seems to have made it challenging for HL Tango to maintain control. And they just lost another outpost, so they're down to Jig's outpost on the Scar itself, along with their 2 southern garrisons.
Jigs might go down here pretty shortly. George is all over the point.
Yep, and they just put a garrison just for it to get instantly down onto the north side, so this is a significant pressure. But Waybach, here it is, cap race. Waybach's now going down from the HL Tango side. They got 2 squads on that point.
Yeah, I wonder if the recon are getting called back in order to take that out. Captain Windeck looks like he's also going to go push that artillery off again.
Yeah, and it looks like with the reinforce, the Scar is starting to flip back the other direction for the... Man, kudos to freaking HL Tango. They're at 0 manpower. They literally had just enough to rip that reinforce.
Jeez.
That's huge. That reinforce is... That's their play of the game right there. That reinforce is going to allow them to win this cap race.
This comes down to, I think, a bit more of commander resource management than anything else. Both teams have played extremely well. It's just timing on certain things. I think if the 7th Cab hadn't wasted a bunch of resources on calling in on supplies to place down garrisons and had just driven out there, had guys play as support, bring supplies in, they might have had a better chance. But now the question becomes, oh, there is a reinforce that's actually gone down in Weebach Overlook. I missed that due to icons just cramming in over each other. And it looks like it stalled out that process, and King and Abel are now responding to that pressure.
Yeah, it looks like it's starting to go the other way. I mean, if I'm sitting in a cab right now, I'm looking at Waybach like, okay, what a game. Let's just not lose Waybach, because if we hold Waybach, next round we have to hold the center point. And it's a tied game. I mean, Hotel, Charlie, Mike's outposts are all not contested, and they have even armor support on Waybach. So HL Tango's looking mighty pretty on Waybach at the moment.
Yeah, we got a little over 7 minutes left.
And it looks like Center Cab is still trying to push the Scar.
Yeah, Golf and Charlie are
there. Happen.
Golf and Charlie are there now, along with Item Squad.
Yeah, it's pretty much. I would be shocked to see Waybach not go to the Germans at this point.
And there you go.
Wow.
Oh, that's got to be frustrating.
I don't know, man. That was insane. I mean, wow. Kudos to HL Tango for that rugged defense and then quick counterattack to the north. And man, the Scar is a tough point to dig other enemies out of, and 7 Cap damn near did it. What a play. So we already got garrisons going up. Oh, but they actually immediately got locked out. So it seems like the 7 Cap is positioned to retake Waybach. We'll see if they can do it with short time.
Yeah, Love, Abel, and King are all in that cap circle right now. Bravo's pushing from the south. And due to honestly, a really good defense strategy by Bud, there are 2 garrisons in B4 and B6 that they can just respawn off of. If anything, they might be able to get another one down B5, but we'll see what happens.
Yep, and HL Tango still has armor support directly on Waybach, along with 2 outposts, 3 outposts in the vicinity. And they're trying to reposition up north. It's challenging. They actually got garrison down E3. Great fucking work by HL Tango getting that garrison down. That's going to be huge for them to be able to reinforce and defend Waybach. And it looks like the armor support, it's still there.
Yeah, we're coming up to the 5-minute mark here shortly in about 20 seconds. I don't know. Without looking at the scores, I'd have to say that golf is maybe our golf squad is the squad of the day for 7th Cav. They held that northern push for a while, and then they were one of the first squads to actually get onto the point and start making cap progress there.
Yeah, I think for me, it's hard to really pinpoint. It's going to be interesting. We can ask HL Tango who they'd like to nominate after round 2. I mean, this round, Hotel has been pretty dogged on the attack, but it's been really a full team effort by HL Tango holding the Scar. I mean, they've had their armor support, they've had 3 sections working together. Really, overall, great team effort. I think Hotel has been doing a fantastic job keeping pressure on Waybook in a very defensive maneuver to get there. So yeah, all around, really great work from HL Tango.
Yeah, it looks like the 7th Cap is going to recap Waybok Outlook, but they may not have enough time to then go put pressure on the Scar, so it may just turn out to be a 7th Cap victory. We're at 4 minutes.
Yeah, so this first round will most likely go towards HL Tango's victory with the consistently holding the Scar. But that's what's the wonderful part about this is, HL Tango, fantastic game, held the Scar, 50-50 play, and it's just going to come down to seeing if, the next round can the 7 Cav react and capture their middle point, maybe end this in a draw.
Yeah.
So Hotel, I think I'm going to shout out Hotel Squad right now from HL Tango. The map flipped, and Hotel Squad was able to get his outpost back up and still put pressure on Overlook, even with massive 7 Cap forces there.
Yeah, currently, Abel, King, and Charlie squads are all over Waybok Outlook. George has an outpost there, but I haven't seen where their squad lead's at. Looks like he spawned all the way in the south to go get a transport truck, maybe to try and drive onto the point. And there's supplies going down on the DE line and keypad D5-6, maybe to place down a garrison there to place more pressure on the Scar.
Yeah,
HL
Tango actually has a garrison pretty much right there as well.
So,
and kudos to Hotel Squad, the 8th guys. Really great outpost management. It seems like 7 Cap was able to root most of the Germans out of Waybok, but man, Hotel must have been giving them a run for their money.
Yeah, I just took a quick look at the scores. It looks like Golf Squad has the most offensive points for the 7th Cav, and I think Love Squad had the highest defense. Yeah,
Hotel Squad for HL Tango is also leading their attack score.
Yeah, so George Squad for holding off that northern attack definitely helped. I think it was only when they really got pulled off is when they actually started losing that point.
Yeah, so this is actually, what a first round, man. Wow, this has been quite the game to watch. So we're within 2 minutes, so it seems like HL Tango secured the victory on this first round. We'll move to flip the map, and then we'll rotate her out and get ready for round 2.
Yeah.
I was gonna take every bone in my body not to pop down to TeamSpeak and just be like, wow, what a game. But we'll have to wait until the end of the second round. But
I'll type it in chat.
That was insane. Yeah, I just congratulate HL Tango for just an amazing round. Like, I think both teams have a lot to be proud of. Holy cow. That was fun to watch. I'm excited to see what happens once we switch it up and go to round 2. So we're about 30 seconds.
So
I'm gonna swap over. Can you just let me know when I can flip the map?
yeah, you got 15 seconds left.
Okay. So I'm gonna flip the map twice. We'll wait 5 minutes, flip it again, and we'll roll. So just tell me when it's time.
All right. There's time.
Okay, here comes the map flip.
Hi, thanks for making it to the end of our video. If you haven't heard already, the 7th Cavalry is hosting in April a charity tournament for the International Association for Suicide Prevention. If you haven't heard of the International Association of Suicide Prevention, it is dedicated to preventing suicide and suicidal behavior, alleviating its effects, and providing a forum for academics, mental health professionals, crisis workers, volunteers, and suicide survivors. The tournament gameplay will consist of the following: 2 45-minute rounds of non-stop action, one map swap factions between the rounds, 1 point per strong point controlled at round's end. Only recon is allowed into the last strong point zone. A tie will be determined by the amount of money raised by each team for the International Association of Suicide Prevention. May the best team win. Help us raise funds for this noble cause by joining our GoFundMe drive linked in the description. Information can be found in the video description on where to join along with rules and conditions.